Hey, I'm Victor Lucas. This is my buddy Johnny Millennium, and we are Film Fury, and we just survived a screening of Pet Sematary. We went past the cemetery into the darkness and got out alive. What'd you think of this movie, my friend?
Well, I prepared for this by watching the original 1989 Pet Sematary movie last night.
Oh, how does it compare to that?
Pretty close. I think this is a much scarier film,
Yeah.
a little bit darker and a little bit more grittier, but the original film still held up. I was sitting last night and I'm like, oh my god, this is creeping me out.
Yeah.
We're not going to ruin a lot for you, but there's some death in it and some family in this. And
well, here's the thing.
Yes.
I saw the trailer for this movie.
Oh, I have.
And it's the whole goddamn movie. I hate when they do
Yes.
that. I was watching it going, what? I don't have to go see this movie. I could just review this movie right now.
Yeah,
I've
from
seen
the trailer,
everything.
from the
Yeah.
trailer.
And then it turns out that's exactly what happened. So if you've seen the marketing for this movie, you've seen the whole movie, which is unfortunate because although I hate movies like this, and I've mostly hated my time.
I know you did not like this at all.
Well, it's not entertainment to me.
Yeah,
it's just
that's what he kept saying to me in the theater. We're sitting there, and he's like, "Is this entertainment? Is this?" Because this movie really takes you past the point of no return. It's really dark. It takes you to a place if you know we all have families.
Yes.
It pushes your buttons that way for everybody who has a family.
I mean,
it's really painful.
It's horrifying, and
It's horrifying.
you just feel terrible for this family.
Yes.
Yes, it's scary, but you just like there's no redeeming thing in here. You're just like, why is this poor family just being terrorized like this? You know, so but it's really well made.
Yes,
like that. What I will say is it's frightening and freaky, and it you know it's a little hammy, but it's not like crazy over the top cheesy at all. There's a you know a smart kind of touch on this movie, and I believed all the actors and their characters were solid.
And I'm with you in all of those things.
Yeah.
But I got a small nitpick. This is really weird.
Yes.
I thought some of the CGI was pretty lame.
Oh, okay.
I really did. Like, I remember they're going to the Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
And there's lightning, and I was like, there's no light. Remember
yeah,
that?
yes, yeah. They had some green screen things which looked a little bit cheesy.
So bad.
And maybe they did this on the cheap and they didn't have the budget for that. And that
I'd like to see what the budget was for this.
Right, because we don't really get the whole sense of why this is such a horror-filled thing. It's basically city people that move to the country and they see kids walking off to the pet cemetery and then
burying their animals.
Burying their animals, and then they find out that the animals come back, and that leads to some terrible things. But they don't explain really why. They sort of hint at it, but we don't see
it's supposed to be an Indian burial like place.
Yes.
And so that's the interesting thing. In the original movie, they explain a little bit more.
Right.
There's a little bit more about Judd. You know, John Lithgow's character in this, the older gentleman who lives across the road.
Yes.
You get to learn a little bit more about his ordeal. You do in this one in a more interesting way, I think.
You're like filtering through newspaper clippings and things like that.
Right. And some reveals at the end and stuff like that.
Yeah, Jason Clarke plays a doctor who, you know, has just had enough of emergency rooms and he wants a small town life, but boy, he doesn't get it.
He certainly doesn't get that.
He doesn't get anything calm or comforting or nurturing at all in this movie. So, I just felt terrible for everybody. I just felt bad. I felt bad for me.
Yeah.
I felt bad for everybody. I looked over at the lady that was watching the movie beside, and her eyes were like this.
Yes.
And like... I just thought, how are you having a good time?
The woman beside me was like jumping all the time, and it was making me jump. I'm like, will you stop it? I'm free. The movie scared me a little bit that I had to sometimes just look at the audience and not look.
Me too.
Because it was so.
We're wimps.
We're a bunch of wimps that way, yeah, for sure. But you know what? For all of you who are not wimps, if you want to go and see like a scary kind of movie, a date movie, you'll absolutely love this.
Yeah, and it's not like over the top with gore or anything like that. It's not sort of pursuing you and you know, trying to rip people to shreds or anything. It's a little bit more terrifying psychologically.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of don't know what's coming out of the corners, and it's just really well shot and performed, and it was a really well-made movie.
I agree.
I hated it.
You hate it because he just kept talking to the screen and talking to me. He's like, is this entertainment? Is this entertainment all the time?
Well, I had to question myself. I'm like, am I entertained right now? And, you know, the answer was like a resounding no. I'm not really having a good time. I'm not really entertained. I'm like, I wanted to crawl out of my skin and like get into a bath or just go home, you know? Like
I even said to Vic, I needed air when I got on. I needed a drink in the theater. I was like, God, because there's no escape.
Yeah.
You're in it. You feel it for the family. You see everything that's happening, and it's disturbing, especially for somebody like yourself who has a daughter.
Yes.
Some scenes in there must have been heartbreaking.
I mean, anytime.
I
mean, honestly, I don't want to spoil. Can I spoil a little bit?
We're in spoiler territory here, so please just skip to the end if you just want to see our score. But listen for spoilers now.
How do you move to the country and you got trucks zooming by like that with two little kids, and you don't build a goddamn fence? Like, just build a fence. Then you solve the movie. The end. Everybody's happy in the country.
There wouldn't be a movie. And Stephen King wouldn't have had anything
but seriously,
to write.
Stupid parent. But build a fence. I was like, what are you doing?
So watching the original last night was fascinating because it starts off the same. It's all the same. It's the same movie pretty much.
Yeah.
And those trucks going by. And I kind of was glad I watched the original, so I knew what was coming. I knew all this, and I felt better. It was like a bit of a cushion for my emotions. But for you, who hasn't seen it in a while, I was sitting there going, "Oh my God!"
And those trucks going by, that was effective. I mean, it was effective filmmaking because I was there, and I know if you are a horror fan or if you like to kind of see these things beat by beat, and you really enjoy this kind of stuff, I think you're going to love this movie.
Absolutely, I think it's a great date movie.
Yeah,
it's the perfect date movie, and if you just want to go with your friends and have a bit of a laugh and see who jumps the most.
Yes.
Daddy.
I jumped like I did in It at one scene.
Okay, I thought It was better.
It's a better movie, yes,
I thought it was just more fun. And that was one of the things missing from this movie is any sense of relief or humor. Like it's really devoid of that, and I would take points off because of that.
Right.
I can't really take points off for it being so effective that it creeped the crap out of me.
I'm the same way.
I think that's what it was intended to do. It was intending to do, and it does that.
And it accomplishes it 100%.
So I got to score it pretty high. I think it's a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
But like I never want to see this movie again, and I was not entertained.
It's a weird thing to recommend a movie that will disturb you so much.
Yes.
But if you want that, you're gonna get that. You'll be really happy. 8 out of 10 for me as well.
So 2 8s. I give it an 8, and you give it an 8.
Absolutely.
Awesome.